So I'm going through piece by piece for the reading. I got the reading pulled up here, but the first prompt is, how do you feel about what I'm reading and seeing? Um, Overall, I just feel sad. It mentions here that let me go back to it. Um, it mentions here that the students in Camden don't even really have like up to date technology and resources, and for me that like is a shocker to me because from where I grew up and where I came from, there was we had plenty of technology and it really like assisted our schoolwork, and that's basically how we did all our schoolwork. We had like iPads and like not MacBooks, but the Google Chromebooks or whatever they're called. That's where we basically did all our work. Like we rarely had like pencils and paper and everything, and I feel like they did that to set us up for college, which shows that like my school district at least like cared about not so that cared about, but trying to prepare us for college more so because technology is a big part of college. And just yeah, the way that they don't even have like up to date technology and stuff really it's sad, and I guess the students there don't really have as much access to like different tools and stuff online like other districts do. Like for my district, for example, they don't really get the same type of access for tools and everything. So that's also kind of sad. Then the next prompt, it says, with what do you agree or disagree? The part where they filed some lawsuit for they're basically trying to say that the school system doesn't care about their children or care for education, or even the people in the actual community don't care about education. Um, I disagree with the part of like filing the lawsuit, honestly, because like I think it's a whole community type of issue. You can't just blame everything on the school just because like because I don't know, like when you're in that type of community where the crime rate's high and there's a lot of other things going on, it's hard for the main focus to be education, and so you can't force upon education to students who aren't willing to learn and to accept learning and make that a priority. So that's not really on the school, in my opinion, because they could be doing everything that they could do to try to help these kids and try to steer them in the right direction, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work per se, and that those kids are going to retain the information and have the desire to want to learn. The next prompt says, can you identify with the situation? Like I stated before, I came from a district that had pretty high technology. I was in a low crime area. There wasn't really much crime at all. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in a good area, and um, like I was saying before, I guess they don't really, I feel like they don't have the same resources and the same tools to succeed like we did in my community, because we had the technology, we had modern supplies and stuff like that. So I feel like that puts us as an advantage at an advantage almost, which it's not fair, honestly. Like it's not fair because what if what if there is kids that they're in that community that want to learn and they actually want to get better at school and they want to have an education. It may not be fair because they're not getting the same tools and resources that we did. And so I'm looking at it right here. The last two prompts I'm kind of going to tie together just for the sake of the time of the video. So the first one says, what is the best way to evaluate what you read? The best way, I feel like, is to go into the reading with an open mind. Because obviously you can have a preconceived notion or bias, kind of like how we were talking about in class, just because it's from Camden's a bad area. So you could kind of see it where you want to almost just count them out in a way. Some people could think, and I don't think that's right. I feel like every student in any community should get an equal chance of furthering their education and equal chance of going to college and stuff like that. So yeah, just going into what you're reading with an open mind and try to put that bias away. And actually, I'll just read the last
So
one.
for physical education, in my opinion, I feel like in any district really, that's one of the classes where students will kind of think of it as a free period or just time to goof off and not not take it seriously almost. So I feel like, especially maybe when you're going into the inner city, that could be even more of a problem. Like they could see that, because they could be used to just getting harsh, like, instruction in other subjects, especially because the whole lawsuit thing. That's kind of, so maybe they're trying to take education more seriously, so that could reflect on the other subjects. So then, like, maybe when they get into physical education class, excuse me, they could think that it's just a free period and a free for all. So it could be harder to kind of corral the students and make sure everyone's on task and doing what they have to do.